I didn't get any certification to be
Okay.
like maybe a newsreader or a presenter. I learned a lot from YouTube. You do a great job at something and people don't like you, they would definitely, reckon with you.
Why did you go to Kano? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw that I was like, "Kini baba you wade Kano?"
This is probably like the first place I'm going to say this. And I wanted to be very comfortable, saying this. I was tired. I don't want to call it depression, but if a man says he's tired, like I was actually tired. I was tired mentally, I was tired spiritually, I was tired physically, I was tired in every sense of it. So I have known some things from Splash, but Cool FM brushed it for me.
What do you do when you get tired?
Good question. I think when you get tired, don't get tired of taking risks.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Dunum with Deda. Dunum stands for Discover, Understand, Nurture, Utilize, and Maximize Your Potential. And if you've not seen the rest of the podcast, you can just go ahead on my YouTube channel at Deda Akinola and just go watch some of the episodes. I'm sure you're going to like it and you're going to learn a lot and how to, your potential, your talent, your skills, and all that. Also, quick shout out to Aye Dogmo Musicals. I mean, amazing brand that is supporting this project. Yes, thank you so much for that. So you need anything you want to borrow, you want to, what's it called? You want to use any equipment that has to do with music, they are your one sure bet. All right, let's dive right into it. I have another guest for us today. When he thought the big gun, I brought him all the way from everywhere in Nigeria. Oh, by the way, my name is Deda Akinola. I forgot to mention my name because when you're in awe of a celebrity, you just forget your name sometimes, And I have with me Edwin Paul, the one and only Edwin Paul. He said I should call him entertainment enthusiast, but look, he does a lot of things. MC, hype man, like there is practically no show in Ibadan right now that if your name is not there or your face is not there, I'm telling you for a fact, this comes from the street that people are like, nah, this thing not gonna make sense. But as long as your face is there, I mean, they're gonna go to that show. I mean, that's the power you've pulled,
Wow,
So,
I'm thankful. I'm grateful to God actually. And it means a lot that you can say all of these things, but definitely all glory to God.
now so that they talk. You say, how you do make your money in Nigeria? Thank God. Now God damn. But anyways, we'll talk about the other thing. So you might not remember this, but when I was about to come back to Ibadan, you were the first person I reached out to. And to give me, what is happening in Ibadan? I want to come into the broadcasting space. And the way you attended to me, and I was really, really wowed because I was like, I was looking at big boy Ibadan, big boy, Splash FM presenter, your name was popular then, and you actually accepted me and you gave me all the information I needed before I came into it. So thank you. Let me use this.
I didn't know this.
Thank you.
Wow. You're welcome, my brother.
Yeah, and for people that don't know, I've known him for is it 20 years now?
Yes,
thereabouts. Yes, it's been like.
I want to say that exclusively as well. You're my brother, and beyond that, I don't think that it was going to be like a big deal if you needed something and I couldn't like provide it, especially if it's something like within my reach. Even for people who are not my brother, I definitely do do my bit. As much as I know that this thing we can't take it beyond the face of the earth, so why not why not if not.
Good guy. All right, let's go straight into the conversation. So I've seen your career move from in MC, you do MC, you are hype man,
right.
And majorly you've been in the radio broadcasting space, and also you do a lot of things, So tell us, how did you even enter that space in the first place? How did you get into it? Because I remember back then when we used to go for DYD camp. Is it DYD camp?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so I think I'm probably going to start from the very start, the beginning, which is when I got my admission into Federal University of Technology, Akure, FUTA. So when I got into futa, before then I used to do all this. I used to dance. I was like a proper dancer. Yeah. So I was into entertainment too at some point. Just that I didn't have like a headway of what I really wanted to do. Then when I got into school, I was with the likes of Relax, Futa, so I was hosting events too, so, but they were basics events, like very, very basic events. So it wasn't like, somebody would just say, you're not doing it well. So you can do a lot of try and error with students. They know that you are one of us. Like they don't expect you to be a like very good
extra to very good like
yes,
that.
yeah. So they don't expect you to be like a professional at it. So I did a lot of try and error in school. I was when I was in futa while I studied agri economics and extension. Right.
Okay.
So then after that, the reality was, what are you gonna do? You can't be dancing anymore. You can't be doing MC anymore. You need like a 9 to 5, something that will put food on the table. And and my dad at the time just told me that, yo, there's no school fees again to pay for. So,
Find your way.
You're not a man. What are you going to do with your life? Yeah. So, I was, I'm actually, I would say I'm blessed with people.
Okay.
Yeah. And it started from when I finished school. So, in my area at the time when I was leaving, there was this lady, God rest her soul. Her name was Mobola.
Okay.
So she was the one who saw me. I think we had one carnival around my area. Okay. So you now realize that this guy doesn't speak badly, compared to like the area boys that was there. So I didn't look like an area boy, and she was like, this guy speaks well. So you know what? I would like to see you tomorrow. So I saw her the following day, and she said, if I'm free, that I can come to the radio station. Like, she works at Splash FM. She's a music librarian, among so many other things that she does. I'm like, Splash FM, radio. Because my perception of radio is, before you can get into your radio station, you need to go to the school. They need to like certify you. You need to know how to speak plenty English. Like you need to be like well equipped. So I went to the radio station. I saw what they were doing. She said she was going to put me in the news department. That that's where I would learn. That's where I'm going to gain first-hand knowledge. And I was like, okay, no wala. I got to the news department. It was very boring. Like I got tired. I thought like, how can somebody just put me here? This person doesn't like me. Like, why would you put me here? Like, what happens here? Like, I was so really. I wasn't gingered, to do more or be more in the news department. Then after school, I now told her that I don't think I want to do this, Jerry. Let me just go for my NYC. Then after that, probably get a 9 to 5. Then there was a friend of mine who was working at one agri firm in Ibadan that told me that whenever I'm done, that we're gonna have I can come in, then we talk money. So then I went to Bayelsa. That was my camp at the time. Then I now discussed with one of the. I also made like when I was at Splash briefly. I also made contacts. I met some people.
Okay.
So they liked my energy, right? So I now spoke with one of them. The person is in the US now, Raphael. I now spoke to him that I don't think I want to come back. Like, I'm thinking of joining is it AIT in Bayelsa?
In Bayelsa, okay.
That I'll just join them. I'll start my life from there. The guy was like, are you mad? Like, you can't do that though. Like, you can't go to somewhere that you don't even know. And you are starting your life in a space where you do not know anybody. So, that brought some fear in me that, that's true. And I felt like, you know what? Let me just redeploy. So I now redeployed then. And I came back to Ibadan. So when I got to Ibadan, I worked it. I was working at Splash FM. I was also teaching at one secondary school. Secondary. Yes, I taught for.
You were once a teacher.
Yes, for a
secondary
year.
Or primary?
A uni secondary school.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So I taught there, and so when I'm done with interning at Splash FM, I'll go to school. When I'm done at school, I'll go to Splash. So it was like that. I was doing both together. Then I was collecting two salaries, 19.8 and 20K
Okay.
at Splash at the time. So then the lady was like, I should just, put in efforts. She pushed me, before she died. So, yeah. And at the time, I didn't get any certification to be like maybe a newsreader or a presenter. I learned a lot from YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I learned a lot of things. So most of the things that I know now as like probably a presenter on radio, I learned it on YouTube, and I also learned it from watching BBC News, Al Jazeera, and stuff like that.
Okay. So it was basically personal development, mostly for
personal development.
You mentioned something about people, and I've watched you from afar, from and I see that you are good with people.
I try.
No, you try. You're actually good with people, and because sometimes it's. I know that in the journey of building your career or building your talent, talent is never enough.
Right,
skill is never enough.
True.
You need people.
True.
But how to now manage your network, make new network. What's it called? Build and how do I put it now? Nurture. Yeah, that was what I was looking. Nurture some networks that most likely this thing might pay me in the future. How do you manage it? Because I know, okay, let's even start from you and I. We've known for 20 years, and every now and then I contact you or we reach out to each other. That energy is always there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, I know people that know you, and I'll say, oh, it's the same thing everybody says.
Okay, so in the defense of saying it as a reality,
okay,
I'm not always good with, I'm good with people, maybe most people. I know some people that don't like me.
Okay.
I also don't like them. But I understand that, in the real sense of it, everybody's not supposed to like you.
Yeah, sure.
And you're not supposed to like everybody. That's the reality. But I try as much as I can to work on how I relate with people. I can say this for a fact that the people that I met when I started my radio career at the time were the people that are still probably giving me jobs, or they are referring me to maybe a job, or they are doing one thing that's, that brings bread to my table. Right. So I understand that even if you can develop yourself to be able to have a good relationship with people, it's something that you can learn over time, right?
So you can build.
Yes, you can build over time. So I think for me, it's just who I am,
Naturally.
Yeah, naturally. If I see you for the very first time, I just want to bond, know the kind of person you are. And if I sense that we don't necessarily have to be friends, we just have to be maybe random acquaintance, I don't push, further, but I always leave an energy with you. Something that you say, oh, I met this guy. Even if you have to reflect, it's going to be something good that you say.
I can testify to that.
So
you have this energy that you give with people.
So that's majorly about it. Some of the events that I do, I try to leave a mark with event planners. That's why they come back. I've done events that I'm probably the only person that they call for the event anytime they want to do the event. They just believe that, and it's not like I'm that fantastic. There are I know there are a lot of very fantastic MCs or event hosts, but they just want their event to be secured, right? Okay. So that's why they call me. So I try to build that, and I'm very sure one of the relationship that I build is with you as well, wanting to call me for this podcast. So yeah, I try.
So now, when you meet someone
right
that doesn't like you, but you feel like this relationship, I need to build this relationship and this thing can benefit me in the future. How do you manage it?
I compromise.
Okay.
A lot. It has happened a few times. So there was this particular someone who didn't like me. The guy didn't know me from anywhere. And he just had like an opinion of me. Like people do that sometimes. I do that sometimes.
Yeah, yes. I think everybody does that.
Okay, so that was like one thing that the person had of me at the time, and he didn't know me, but someone told me that, yo, you need really a very good relationship with this guy. This is the reason why you need to do this. So what I did was, because what surrounded us at the time was, I needed to prove to the team, not just only him. I also needed to prove to him that I could do the job. So I try as much as I can. I put my A game on and I do the job well. So if you slay, or you do a great job at something and people don't like you, they would definitely, reckon with you.
Whether respect you. Too.
Yes, whether you like it or not. But if you didn't do well at a particular, it might be like you want to provide a service, it might be a job, it might be anything. It might be maybe just maybe they called you to say something, maybe like, to just say something or to give an idea. If you have to open your mouth to say anything, or you have to, deliver a particular service, let it be worth it. So, they don't have something on you. So that was what I did. And funny enough, over time, you now realize that this guy is not a bad guy after all. Like, I just didn't know him. Right. So then we're very close. But I also maintain that like professionalism. So the guy is not my friend.
Okay.
Right. So if he needs something, he will call me and say, Edwin, do you have a plug for this? I say, oh yeah. I have an insider that can help you get this. And I just like,
hands off.
Recommend. Yeah. Hands off. I don't continue a conversation. If I'm looking for a job, he's not the person that I'm going to ask. Even though I know that he can recommend, if I have other people that even needs a job, I'm not going to ask him. I'll probably ask other people, because I don't want to owe him a favor. Yes. I don't want to owe him a favor. Okay. So I'm more convenient. It's convenient for me for him to owe me a favor rather than I owe him a favor.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's about it.
One thing I've come to realize, even in the entertainment industry and even the media industry, is an industry of favors.
True.
It's an industry of favors.
To be honest, yeah.
And you do as much as possible to do favors for people. Let people owe you favors.
Right.
So that when you come calling, it won't be like, you've not done anything for me. Why would I do this thing for you?
True. And talking about favor, that you've not asked this, but talking about favor actually paved way for me when I went to Kano.
Oh, okay.
And it also paved way for me when I was exiting Kano.
Oh, okay.
So I worked at Cool FM Kano for like almost about a year, and I knew that when I was leaving, I called a lot of contacts. It was COVID era. So I called a lot of contacts to say, so I'm coming back. Oh, I don't know what I want to do, but I just know that I just need you to know, in case you have jobs, you have this for me, you have that, because I came in very empty. I didn't have anything. I didn't even have a place to stay and all that. Yes, it was that terrible. I remember 2020.
2020.
Yeah. So the people that I called, I was just fortunate. They were like, say no more. Don't worry. Whenever you're coming, just come through. And from there, 2020 till now, it was like, it was like I didn't miss anything. Like,
just
like,
came back and picked
yes, I just picked it up from, where.
To be honest, I looked at it from the outside, and that's how it looks like. Because I knew when you went to Kano, and I knew when you came back, and it felt like this guy didn't even leave in the first place. That's how it felt. Yeah.
So yeah, favors, like you said, it's key. And it's also very good that, people owe you a lot of favor than you owe them. Because if you owe them a lot of favor, they probably see you as this favor demanding guy. But if they owe you a lot of favor, then it makes so much sense that, they can come through for you in ways that you probably be stunned. And also, there are times that people owe you favor and they still don't want to pay back.
They want to pay back.
Like, they'll be like, it's not convenient for me to give you this favor or to do this thing for you. But you're not supposed to have bad blood with such people. But the people that are very reflective, if you owe them a favor, they'll definitely, you don't even need to buttress it as it is a favor. They just know that. Look, so when I was coming back to Ibadan, I just mentioned it that, yo, I'm coming back. Oh, maybe the only salary that I had was the salary that I collected.
The last salary.
That last salary that I collected, and it was soft landing for me. To the glory of God. I promise you, it was soft landing. So then I went back to radio almost immediately.
I think was it Jams?
Yeah, I was with Jams. I called Don T. Respect to Don T. One of my mentors in the media space. I just called him and he was like, yeah, bro, come on, let's build something together at Jams. Then when I got to Jams, I think I used like less than 4 months or so. Then Splash FM called me back and said, yo, we didn't know you were back, bro.
Wow.
Come back home, man. So yeah. And I went back. So it was, for you to know that it was very short, but it was very smooth at the same time,
Wow.
Compared to how maybe some other people would have had it. So I'm very, very, thankful to God.
Now that you've mentioned the old Kano experience, why did you go to Kano? Look, I'm going to be honest with you. When I saw that I was like, why did Kano? And what lessons did you learn from that experience?
Okay, so this is probably like the first place I'm going to say this.
Okay.
And I wanted to be very comfortable, saying this. So, because I'm not a guy that likes to spill a lot of things, on social media. So the reason why I left Ibadan or Southwest at the time was because I was tired. I don't want to call it depression, but if a man says he's tired, like I was actually tired. I was tired mentally. I was tired spiritually. I was tired physically. I was tired in every sense of it. So, then a friend of mine who was there, who also, was working at Jams then, 32 FM rather then,
Okay.
Abdullahi. He was on a call and said, yo, Alpha, you can apply for this job, but they're looking for a presenter, urban presenter. I know you can do it. You have what it takes. Then I applied. I wasn't even thinking that it was going to be like, much of a big deal. I just applied. But then I wasn't doing anything before I went to Canada. I was just sleeping, waking up. I pray, I reflect, sleep, wake up, then I eat. I do that. It was like a routine for several months. So I did that at some point in Ibadan. Then I now went to my guy's place in Lagos, my brother. So yeah, I did that for like a while before I now went to. But the reason why I moved was because I was very tired. I was tired for the environment. I was tired for the people. I was tired for how life was at that time. I was tired for, the struggle. I was tired for survival. I was tired for a lot of things, And going to Kano helped me see a lot of things differently. Helped me see that it's always good to have a good name. Like no matter what, always cherish and nurture your good name. That saying of a good name is better than
Riches,
gold or silver. Is an actual thing. Like it's something that everybody should imbibe. Like just have it at the corner of your of your mind. Then also I learned a lot in Kano.
Okay.
Cool FM taught me a whole lot. Like, so I have known some things from Splash, but Cool FM brushed it for me.
Okay.
Yes. So when I was in Splash, so Splash would help you build yourself, and it would help you be very flexible in a lot of ways, and it will help you also do a lot of trial and error at that time. I don't know how it is now. So I made a lot of mistakes on air, and they will not say I'm banned or anything, maybe grammatical errors, or maybe expression error, or maybe finding your thoughts and all that. So just all of that was like a whole lot, but they didn't, they were just like, this guy, just be doing your thing. You're going to get it right one day. And and I got it at some point. At least I was way better. So when I got to Cool FM Kano, I now understood journalism from another perspective. So I would say it was another school for me, right? And I met amazing people. Like I really met amazing people. That right now, I think if I have to go to Kano, I'll definitely branch Cool FM. You know, even when I was going, they said, "See, if you want to come here, you want to stay a few days, you're free. Like you can come." So for you to have that kind of people, it shows that you are not bad there. You know, because nobody wants to be with somebody that they are probably like scared, or they have to worry that this person is in my house, this is in my space. This person will not steal or something. So yeah. I also learned I brushed my acting skills too there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the place actually taught me how to, because we're doing skits like now and then.
Back.
Yes, back to back. We're doing skits back to back. Yeah. Then they also taught me how to prep for a show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I didn't even know that. I'm telling you, I didn't know that. So I knew that you should prep for a show where you have like,
the script.
your script, you have like an itinerary of your show, what you want to do and all that. But it was very detailed at Cool FM. Yeah, it's very, very detailed. So it now makes, because I'm a freestyler, right?
Spontaneity.
I'm very spontaneous. Like when I have scripts, when I don't have scripts, if I just know what I want to say, I say it. I just need to know, okay, what am I talking? I'm talking, when I go on air, I'm talking about this music. After this music, I'm talking about Burna Boy. After Burna Boy, I'm talking about probably Wizkid. What happened to Mercy Johnson? I'm talking about that. And after that, I'm going back to the music. And after that, I talk about the radio station. And I know how to pattern myself. But at Cool FM, it was very polished, I would say. It was very, very polished. Then came with a script, and the script now made it very refined, and now sounded like a professional, like professional, right? So yeah, I enjoyed every bit of that.
Then why did you leave?
Good question. Okay, so that place I was also tired.
Okay, so it was a tired before another form of tired.
Well, this kind of tired was that I requested that I moved to Lagos.
Oh, okay.
Right. So, but the management then told me that I can't do that in 1 year, and ideally, like, I thought I've done everything. I've conquered Kano media. Like, what's there? Like,
there's nothing challenging.
Do you understand? I know that I'm good at my job, so I can take it to Lagos. Like, it wasn't something that was impossible. But for documentation sake, it was not feasible at that time. I needed to spend maybe like some extra years, but I wasn't thinking that I had that patience to stay, and my line manager at the time, she liked me.
Okay.
She liked the fact that she liked the my transitioning. So she liked the fact that I was doing well at the job. So she didn't also want me to go. Right? And I spent 1 year, and I thought, like, there's nothing here again. There's nothing in Kano again. Let me go to Lagos now. Please just put, and all I needed was for her to just say, okay, I put in word for you, go to Lagos.
Sometimes good me person, they good for what they do. Your boss, your line manager, no go release you. That did happen to me too. In the place I work, they won't want you to go because you are actually very good.
True. So, and beyond, and it was even beyond radio, because we're doing a lot of things, putting Cool FM Kano on the map. So one of the good things about Cool FM is that they have Cool FM Abuja, Lagos, like that. So it was like a competition then. But then we're not competing with Cool FM Lagos, so that was like the standard, like, the mother house, right? So, so we're doing like different things, and, you have this kind of like KPI, what have you done? So we're not doing badly, even people were like, how come these Kano presenters are this urban, but we had different people from different parts of the country, come together to, we had like a lot of people from the Southwest.
Wow.
Yes, working there. Like, I'm saying, very, very proper. You need to go and check out this guy, Abdullah Fawale. He's very good reading the news. Very, very. I mean, if at the time, he's probably like one of the best newscasters in Nigeria. I kid you not, you can check him out. Like very short boy like this, and he's that good. You understand? So so I tried to make that happen. That didn't happen. Then I realized that I said I have to stay more, like, stay more. I wasn't thinking I wanted to stay more.
So
I just felt like, what, let me enter the streets. So then that was when I came back, did jams and splash. Then after a bit, then the old 9 to 5 thing I just really got entirely tired
of it.
So I just felt like, let me just find a niche and do what I do.
All right. Before we talk about that niche, MC hype man.
Yeah.
You've mentioned tired, like tired left took it to camera.
Yeah.
So someone is watching this right now and saying, okay, I'm also tired. So a lot of people feel that because I am good at this thing and I found, okay, I'm enjoying this thing, that you can't get tired of it. But apparently, I mean, personally also, I'm good at something. I can get tired of it.
Yeah.
So the question I'm asking is, what do you do when you get tired? I mean, you've mentioned you changed location, you had to, and all that. But for someone out, what's your advice for people that are tired? It's not just even about finding what you know how to do. You're doing what you know how to do.
Yeah.
But when you get tired of it, what do you do?
So I'll probably use myself as an example. So I think when you get tired, don't get tired of taking risks. Yes. So if you're a risk taker, you are going to love, delving into different things. And that's not to say that you might even lose yourself getting into a lot of different things. But if you know that, so there are different level of tiredness. Let me start from there.
Okay.
So there are times that when you are tired, you just probably need to refuel. You probably need to have like self-reflection and check the things that is draining your energy. Maybe you just need a time out for a bit and come back to that same thing.
Okay.
For some people.
Not necessarily you have to just
leave
it entirely.
Yes.
Okay.
So the tired could be that you need to refuel your energy. You need to refuel your vibe. You need to stay away from it first. And maybe you need to take a vacation. Maybe you just need to go outside of where you are. You need to go and meet new friends or meet new people. Then after you've had a cool head, then come back to it. And I'm very sure you start again proper.
Okay.
So that is why you see organizations that they are always mentioning that you should take your vacation. Go
on leave.
Yeah, go on leave. It's very important. Yeah. So, but for the tiredness of ultimate tiredness, I think what I would preach to such person is, don't be scared of taking a risk. So you can say you're tired now, but can you move on? Can you easily move on? Can you be spontaneous when you move? Right? So even spontaneity of moving to another thing, it still requires planning. You still have to you can't just move like that. Right now, I don't think the risk I took 5 years ago, I want to take them now. I'm probably going to take another dimension of risk now. I can't say I want to go to Port Harcourt, even if they're offering me 1 million. I don't think it's a smart idea. So yes, so that's what I'm saying with level of being tired or whatnot. So, but it's always very good that if you know that you are tired, know the kind of tired, because the approach that you give the tired would determine how far you will even go as a person.
Okay.
So if you're tired for a bit, you can take some time off.
Take a break.
Right now, I think I even want to take a break from hyping. Yeah, I want to take a break just a bit. Not I will not be doing it again, or I will not be doing it a lot, but I just want to do it. I want to minimize it. I want to go into another aspect of hosting. Yeah. So it was when I was hosting events, I realized that there are different aspects of hosting these events, and that's what I want to do. I want to be the all-round guy that is very sound. That when people need someone who can do this, they'll probably think of Edwin Paul. And I think I've created that in Ibadan. conveniently. So when they require for like a compere, someone that will come and probably speak English and coordinate an event, I'm very sure they'll reckon with me. And also when they need somebody that is going to like raise the roof, like energy, break it down, they will also say, people can do it, you know. And when they need somebody that would that is going to host an event as well, you know. So but there are other parts of it that, you know, I've not really worked on myself, and I really, really want to do that. You know, as much as I can. So it would not now be when I have the opportunity to show it, I won't say I'm not ready.
Okay.
Right. So yes. So that's just all right.
So let's talk about hyping. You know, hyping didn't used to be a thing some years ago. Like,
true.
But now it's a thing. People even like, I want to be asking every. I mean, I was asking someone what do you want to do? I want to be an hype man. You know, go tell your mama that one. you want to be doctor. You know, so but the way, especially you've made hype man. You've what's the word now? You've glorified it.
Yeah.
Which is kudos to you. Kundus. You know, you've glorified it and made it something that people aspire to be. How did you find the niche in hyping? It's because you started from radio. Just to put some context to it also. I was reading a book, what's the name of this book right now? By Sir Ken Robinson. It talks about the elements, and he advocated that it's not just about finding what you can do, but merging it with what you love doing.
Right.
You know, and he calls that the elements.
Right.
And a single person can have different elements.
True.
You understand? You can have this. Oh, so you can talk. Oh, you can be a broadcaster. You can be a voiceover artist. You can be, you know. So how did you navigate finding your element into hyping?
Okay, so I was doing hype while I was doing radio.
Okay.
So I was working for one of the biggest club at that time, Ibivande.
Oh,
I don't know if you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to say God rest their soul.
Wow.
But I said it's still.
Yeah. So I was working there, and Ibivande was like the standard then. It had the likes of big shout out to DJ Timmy, baddest DJ Timmy, who is in the UK now, doing so well. I think at some point we also had, I wasn't there, but I heard it. At some point we had Ace was also there at some point. Yes, like a lot of Ibivande was like the celebrity hub then in Ibadan. Don't worry. Like, if you want to know what's like club business looks like, Ibivande was the standard. You know. Big shout out to Mauve and all those people then, but Ibivande was like the actual thing. Yeah, was it on the ring road, especially if you have to reckon with, you know, ring road nightlife. So Ibivande was it. Then I also did a lot of try and error there. So what I knew hype was then was just be energetic, shout on the mic, you know. Then over time I realized that this thing is not by shouting, you know. Like, you can shout and be saying nonsense.
A lot of white men say nonsense.
So you can shout and be saying nonsense, but you have to be very creative. You have to be like.
I respect that creativity. Some hype men, when you hear they be like,
No. You have to
creativity
you have to be very creative. Yeah. So I think one thing also that I'm thankful for God is that I'm spontaneous with the mic.
Okay.
So when I hold the mic, I can check things around, people around, energy around, and hype on it. And it's more or less like I'm singing to the mic, but it would make sense if you're listening to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it would make sense if you're listening to me. Then I also like that I've also incorporated something that I got inspiration from South Africa, watching DJs, watching people from South Africa, and that's incorporating like a dance routine in hype and explaining the dance routine to people.
Yes, you do that. I've seen your videos.
Yes, so that's even just one out of so many other videos, but you know, the other ones didn't make it to the gram. Yeah, so I also like to do that, and this is part of self self-appraisal, and of course, self-improvements, because I really want to do better. I want to do better. So that's why sometimes when some event planners or entertainment project manager ask you that, can you host events? I say, can you also hype? They ask you. Yes, because they're two different jobs.
Yeah, yes.
So that's why when they ask, they now say, okay, so how much are we now going to pay you? So it's easier for them that they know that you can hype, and they also see the evidence that you can also hype, right? So I tell people, if you are good at your job and you have class in the goodness of your job, don't worry, you're going to stand out. Yes. So there's one thing that there are different things that people know a lot of people for. Right now, if you want to say an artist who will not do PR, will not probably promote his song so much, and the song will be on charts. You mention Wizkid. You not mention any other person in Nigeria, even in Africa. If you say somebody that carries his music business on here, lifestyle, everything, you probably say Davido.
Yeah.
So you see that people have different things that they embody as a person. And it's not just about their music. If you look them from afar, it could also be like a part of their life. Because they don't really want they don't want public opinion. They just want privacy. How many times people have talked against Wizkid, talked badly about Wizkid, but do you think that it will come and bring ring light and say this? It might reply you on Twitter, maybe curse you, but it will not do a video and say you said something bad about me, I want to reply you. No. So how you create something for yourself, whatever thing that you create for yourself, put like a distinction with it. So it's easy for you to say that, I've seen you do this in Ibadan because I created it to be like that, to the grace of God. I created it to be like that because I don't want to be at every event, but I want people to know that any event that I'm in, they know that event is definitely distinction. That event will be very, very different. So, and that's like how I've turned down a lot of money. Don't worry. A lot of money for, sorry, I can't come. It's not like I have money, but because of standards,
because of class, because of the brand you've created for yourself.
And to say that, it doesn't also mean that I've not collected less for some jobs too.
Yeah, people actually mistake that when they say class. It's not just about the money at times.
No.
And I need you to harp on that, just not just about the money. When you talk like, no, if he's not paying me this amount, I'm not doing. And that is, but class is beyond
true
the money. There are some events you would go for that forget the money that this person is, or maybe the person just called in a favor.
Yeah.
And you just have to attend or go for that event. And you realize that the referral you get from that event is going to even pay you times 2.
True.
Of that stuff.
True. So I think talking about class, it's very relative to some people. And so I also understand that people's perceptions are very different with stuff like that, especially when some of those things trigger them. They tend to take it very personal. They just say, no. What you're saying is fine. It's absolutely fine. It's fine. You can have your opinion that, you don't agree to this. But if you disagree to it, it doesn't make it your own standard. So I have gone to what I would say a classless event, but I brought class to that event because I was one of the hosts. I needed to show them that my light is different. Yeah, I want to make it shine here, and it did shine. And it was an event where the person saw me in a class full event and said, "Yo, bro, I need you to come to this event." He knows that the event is very classless, but he still wanted me to come. So I didn't do big boy. I said, okay, Baba, you know what? I don't really do this, but I'll come. No wala. So, and when I got there, I made sure that with the DJ, to respect to the DJ, I made sure that our delivery, our performance was very different. People were still talking about it even when we left. So yeah, but I don't now like to do that like a whole lot. So it doesn't make it like an identity.
Okay.
Like, that's the kind of event that it goes for. You understand? So I think to have class, sometimes you need to be able to also compromise the class. Because there are some class that are that are way beyond, and there are some classes that are mid and some classes that are substandard. You understand? So if the class is substandard, it doesn't make it any class again. You understand? So, but I think it depends on, the kind of event, the situation that you find yourself. Then you probably use your prerogative to say that, this is what I would do at this particular situation.
All right. So you were talking about Ibivande the other time, how you got into hyping and all that, and how when did it become a thing for you? And you said, look, it seems like this thing actually.
Yeah. So it became a thing when. I was. So I've actually loved doing it. Even the first week or first month that I was hyping, I loved it.
Okay.
And I was paid peanuts, but it wasn't even the money. I just loved that I can call and respond. I can call something and the crowd will just respond. Like, it made me feel like I had power to control people. Yeah. So I've loved it. But I think the highest point for me beyond Ibivande was when the dance routine that myself and a DJ friend, DJ Tretch, that we did, went viral. And after it went viral, I realized that other people too were doing it. Like a lot of Lagos hype men, copied it and all that. And I felt like a kind of I felt satisfied for that. Like I was fulfilled. Let me say fulfilled. I felt some kind of fulfillment that so I can do something here and other people can
pick it up
recreate it. Yes. So I think beyond the Ibivande, doing hype, it was very basic doing hype then because the things that I know now wasn't, what I knew then. It was definitely different, and also what paved way for me was I used to hype in English a lot.
Okay.
So not a lot of people were hyping in English at that time too, So I think if we want to mention, and we didn't have a lot of hype men anyway.
Yeah.
Then. So, yeah. So it was just that. Then I now created a niche for myself that, even some people still call me Englishman. Till today, like this guy is always hyping in English, but I also hype in Yoruba, depending on the energy.
The energy
that I get. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. The final question I'll be asking you. You talked about spontaneity.
Yeah.
And a lot of people mistake spontaneity for creativity. The fact that someone can be spontaneous doesn't mean he's more creative than the person that sits down and writes. For example, in music now,
right?
So like, just on mic. I say, hey, this guy is creative, but the person that sits down, takes a pen and writes and plans stuff, like this person is not creative.
Yeah.
So, but my question basically is, a lot of people, because I believe spontaneity in whatever skill or whatever industry or course that you're doing or whatever it is that you're doing, is a skill on its own. It's like natural. Some people are more spontaneous than the other,
right?
So how do you feel that spontaneity? How does it get better? You mentioned something now when you said when you hype, you read the room, and
yes,
that's one way to say, okay, let me just speak. So for someone watching this and they say, I'm actually really spontaneous in some things, but how do I get better at being spontaneous, or how do I get better at being creative?
So I think first thing for me is knowing yourself.
Okay.
Knowing yourself to an extent, knowing what you carry. I think to be spontaneous sometimes I'll call it unrefined creation. While for you to now plan, the creativity is refined creation.
Okay.
But they are both creation. So it's a form of creativity, right? So for me, I also I try to look inwards, like, so so let me put it like this. So there are times when if I write some things down and I'm saying it doesn't make sense to me.
Look, let me just cut in there. I speak on radio. Sometimes I write some things down, like, let me even try this thing. And I go on and I'm like,
yes,
this is not still me.
Yes.
Even though I was one that wrote it.
Yes. So for me, it's knowing myself. If I write some things down, whether hype, I'm going to use hype as an example. If I write some things down and I'm writing the hype down, it doesn't make sense to me most of the time. There are times that it makes sense to me. But if I do not write it down and I just say it's off of my head, it makes so much sense and I can see how people are vibing to it. So I've now realized, and there are also days when my creative thinking process will just be dead. So I'll just have to like rely on writing it down. So that's when sometimes when I now write it down, it now comes a lot of repetition. I will now say, okay, this is what I'm saying this, I'm saying this, I'm saying this. First line, second line, third line, fourth line. First line, second line, third line, fourth line. And I know. So then I now come up on stage, I now, replicate that. But, knowing yourself is the very first thing. Don't nurture what is going to make you freeze on stage. So if you understand yourself, for example, there are also bad days. No. There are also bad days. I did one event with ITEL. It was very bad. Like in my life, I've not froze I swear. I froze.
Wow.
Yes, I did event and I froze. It was like very recent events. So they were launching like an ITEL product. I can't remember how many times I said Airtel for ITEL.
Oh my!
I can't remember. See, I can't remember the times that I even missed my line, and that hasn't happened to me in my entire life, but it happened. And it was because I drifted from the spontaneous guy, the unrefined creativity guy, and I went to the refined creativity guy, which is not me. So I'm saying there are bad days for that, So I needed to apologize to them but I didn't want to long it. Me, I know that I can do the job. I know I can do the job well. But these things are things that is not their problem. They've paid you for it. You are the creative now. Come and show it. Show workings. No, cho. You understand? So, the things that will make you feel very comfortable, especially when it comes to creation, if it's making you uncomfortable, like recheck and double check and triple check. But if you know that you are very comfortable with it, right, you are not going to miss it. So for me, if you give me the mic now, I should hype now, I probably just think of what I want to say and I know it. But if you give me the mic, I'm saying, let me write it down. If I write it down, I'm saying it. It will not make sense. If it makes sense to you, it will not make sense to me. And for such things, I think that it has to make sense to me. Let it make sense to me. So I understand that, I'm giving joy and I also feel the joy. You understand? So yeah, that's it for me.
Know yourself and be comfortable with.
Be very, very comfortable.
What works for you.
Very, very comfortable because, you come first before anything else.
Yeah.
So let them see the joy, the gladness that what you are saying or the services that you are bringing brings from you. That is, so the thing is, you cannot give what you don't have. So if you give an amazing aura, people will receive it. But let them see that you are happy. If you are sad, as they also see that this guy is not good for
He's
the
not
job.
giving the energy.
Yes. So let it show. Let it be very, very, very evident. Yeah.
All right, we could keep on this conversation.
I'm telling you, man.
Forever and ever. We have to finish. Thank you so much. And I'm sure that as many people that watch this episode, they're really going to learn a lot of things.
I hope they do. I hope.
This is the first time I'm actually going to interview someone that does hyping because I've been interested in that world. And, the fact that, it's not just because a lot of people see it as, serious, but it takes a lot of creativity and talent for you to do. And thank you for actually, giving us a dive into that world your journey thus far. I can only hope for the best for you.
Thank you so much.
I say I keep on looking at you as boss. You try your humble. All right, I hope you've learned a lot from this episode. Edwin Paul has dropped some wise nuggets that I'm going to watch and rewatch and jot something. You should write the book actually. Maybe some of the things I should do later in the future.
I'm thinking that probably I'm going to call on MC Relax to give me pointers.
Allowed to do that. Okay.
Do that,
All right. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Really share this. This project is for everybody out there, just to make sure that people maximize their potential. That's the mission. So, thank you once again, Edwin Paul, for coming on this podcast. It's Dunum with Deda. click the subscribe button. Till next time I come your way. My name is Deda. Stay jiggy.